shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get some sports talk.
And a couple very surprising results and none more surprising than this. The Golden State Warriors beat the Blazers. All hail Eric Pascal on his 23rd birthday. He had 34 points and 13 rebounds as they beat the Blazers. Jalen, what do you think about this performance from the young Warriors without their stars?
Pascal gave the Blazers the gas face. With no Draymond Green, he played at Villanova under Jay Wright. A lot of people consider him undersized. He unlocked his game by making multiple three-point shots. His effort was outstanding, finishing at the hoop. And this is what the season is going to be like for the Golden State Warriors. Trying to find which players can be a part of their future. If they can get that diamond in the rough type of guy, so that now when they bring their collection of stars back, they know who they can try to create a core around.
This was the starting players for the Warriors. And remember who started last year, compare that to this year. What a difference a year makes. And obviously they are hobbled with injuries. But maybe that's a good point, Jalen. Maybe this year is about developing players, auditioning players to see who you keep, to see who can be part of the rotation moving forward when you get your stars back. Well, that wasn't the only surprising result in the NBA last night. The Suns beat the undefeated 76ers, and they've only lost 2 games this season by a grand total of 2 points. Yesterday, Devin Booker, with that dunk, was 2 of his 40 points. What do you think about the Suns' surprising start to the season?
We just did a list the other day about when we're watching League Pass, who are the guys that have never been an All-Star that you enjoy watching? First player I said, Devin Booker. I knew once Monty Williams got there, he was going to create a level of structure around this young man to where he can mix up his game. What ended up happening is he became such a really good shooter with range, he started to settle. If you notice more, he's slashing towards the paint. They getting him on high-low action. You see him cut off the corner and do a dunk down the middle. And then all of a sudden now, those three-point shots become a lot easier. He's a terrific prospect.
Listen, I can't lie. When they lost Ayton, I thought that they would lose some of the momentum that they built on those first couple of games. I thought that losing Ayton would be a key piece that wouldn't help them, but Devin Booker has just carried this team. And again, they've lost 2 games this season. They've lost each one of those by 1 point. I'm so surprised with this start. And again, they've got put up wins against the Clippers. They lost a really close game to the Nuggets. Like, they're not just beating some of the lower teams, the lottery teams. They're beating legitimate teams like this undefeated Sixers team. Jalen, we mentioned Ayton, and he was out because of a 25-game suspension. And we've got some breaking news. It's not great about another young star in the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks' John Collins has been suspended for 25 games for testing positive for a growth hormone. Jalen, what do you think about this suspension?
This is unfortunate for the Hawks because anytime you play in the Eastern Conference, you have a shot to make the playoffs. And when you have Trae Young and Collins, both of those guys have shown a level of camaraderie and promise that even if they didn't make it, they were going to continue to build on something special. You miss these 25 games, the record starts to get a little uglier. And it's unfortunate for the outlook of their entire season. For him personally, along with Ayton, we don't look at this with the same stigma as people used to as it relates to performance-enhancing drugs. Yes, there's so many people that's betting on games and playing fantasy and whatnot. But as it relates to his reputation, when both of those guys come back, they're still going to be welcomed with open arms by the fans.
It's like, man, you can't jeopardize your career. You can't jeopardize your team. When your team have a positive outcome in this season and y'all are on the verge of coming up as a team and have an opportunity to make a playoffs, like the Hawks have a good starting 5. They have a good young core. And Collins was part of that. Right along with Hunter, Trae Young. It's like, and Radish, it's like you one of them pieces and you do one slip up and you put your team in a hole. But I feel like on the East, Trae Young and Hunter and Reddish could hold it down for a little bit, but you part of that core. They need you. You was a key piece of that team. You can't do that little slip up again. That's the same thing with Aiden. That's a good thing. The Suns are still maintaining a little bit so far this season. Same thing with the Hawks. A little bit of maintaining this season, but it's gonna hurt the team. Because they pieces of that team making mistakes like this. Like, who's allowing them to get a hold of this drug? Y'all don't see what y'all put in a system, or they don't see what they put in a system. Like 25 games, that's too many games that you missing that your team can use you for the whole 25 games. And you do a slip up. Team doctors is like, what is y'all letting them to do? Letting them take this. Y'all is hurting y'all team by making that mishap.
By the media and by their teammates, because the game has changed so much that people don't look at it like you were quote unquote trying to cheat. It's more of, we understand that it takes so very much physically, mentally, and emotionally to be a professional athlete. If I was in that situation, I probably would do it too.
It's true, and the stigmatism has changed a lot over the past decade or so. And Collins himself put out a statement, and he apologized to the fans and to the team. And he said that he took a supplement that, unbeknownst to him, contained an illegal component. And he also said he plans on appealing. Do you think he has any chance of getting the suspension reduced?
Oh no. It's like when the feds are on you. Once they come down on you, they already got the information. It's just only a matter of time. So just like Aiden, I anticipate him having to do the entire 25-game suspension.
And I also just to kind of echo something that you said earlier is we look at this differently now. Like, I kind of do believe that he had a nutritionist, he was taking different supplements, just trying to get an edge. I don't necessarily feel like he was injecting himself with something that he knew was illegal, the way that we used to think about steroids in like the mid-90s or something. Like, I kind of give him a pass too. Do you think that's fair of me?
I do think it's fair of you, and
I get it, like you trying to appeal, but you should have known something. This could come back and bite you. You should have known when you took it. They're going to test you. You had to know that it was going to wind up doing that. Ain't no way they're going to let you appeal it and let you get a reduced suspension games. They're going to let you do the whole 25 like the other 8. Like, y'all, come on, man. Y'all can't be taking so much stuff and thinking that it's not going to check. It says you taking illegal things. It's up to you to not do that to your career.
you just gave a vivid distinction. In baseball, a lot of times it's the batter against the pitcher, so numbers mean everything. In football and basketball, people realize how physically grueling those sports can be on your body. So civilians now understand that if I was in the NBA, I wouldn't be playing all 82 games either. I'd be load managing if I could. If I was in the NFL, I probably would be taking something to try to get an edge, because each of those plays ultimately like car accidents with two very strong and fast individuals running into each other. So since that awareness has picked up, I think fans have now lessened that stigma.
Well, hopefully he gets back in the court as soon as he can. I look forward to watching him, such a fun young athlete to watch in the NBA.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download